everyone. Today we're going to practice long division. So I'm going to do a few things with you today. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you the steps that it takes to work out a long division problem. There's 4 of them. Then I'm going to do an example problem. It's an I do, where I show you how to work out the long division problem. Then it's a we do, where you and I get to practice together. And then it's all you. It's a you do. You get to practice your own long division problem. And you're going to be a rock star at it. So let's do it. All right, so let's get into the steps of solving a long division problem. With these steps, you start at 1, you move down to 4. When you get to 4, you go back up to 1 and continue. So the first step in solving a long division problem is to divide. After you divide, you're going to multiply. Step number 3 is to subtract. After you subtract, the final step is to bring down. So with these steps, I like to do some hand motions to help me remember them. So let's do them together. First step is to divide. Then you multiply. After you multiply, you subtract, and then you bring down. Use these hand motions and these steps to help you solve the problem. I'm going to do an I do first, so let's do it. All right, you guys, we're going to do an I do, so you can just watch as I work through this long division problem using my 4 steps. So my problem is 426 divided by 6. The first thing I'm going to do is cover up all of my other numbers except for the 4. So I just have 6 divided by 4. 6 goes into 4. It doesn't go into 4 because 4 is smaller than 6. So I'm going to go over to the next number, and now I have 42. I'm going to try to figure out how many times 6 can divide into 42. 6 can divide into 42. I'm going to count by 6s. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. 36, 42. 6 can go into 42 7 times. So I just divided 6 into 42 7 times. So I got step 1 done. Now I'm going to go and multiply because that's step 2. I'm going to take this 7 and multiply it times this 6. 7 times 6 is 42. Well, that worked out nice. Step 2 is complete. I just multiplied. The next step is to subtract. So I'm going to take my 42 and subtract it from my 42. 2 minus 2 is 0. 4 minus 4 is 0. Step 3, check. My next step is to bring down. So this 6, I'm going to bring it down below my zeros, by my zeros. Then I'm going to go back up to the top. I got all my 4 steps done. I'm going to erase and start over at step 1. Step 1 is to divide. I'm going to figure out how many times this 6 can divide into this 6. 6 can go into 6 1 time. So I'm going to put my 1 up top. Then I'm going to multiply. 1 times 6. 1 times 6 is 6. I just multiplied. My next step is to subtract. So I'm going to take my 6 and subtract it from this 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. I subtracted. Now there's nothing else left to bring down, so I don't have to do that step. I left with 0. So my bring down step is done. There's nothing left to bring down. My final answer is at the top once I have a 0 at the bottom. 71 is my answer. Let's do what we do together. Okay, you guessed it. It's time for a we do. Get your pencil and paper ready and let's practice together. We're going to do 728 divided by 8. So write that down. 728 divided by 8. All right, the first thing that we're going to do is divide. So we're going to cover up all of these numbers. We're going to just do the 7. Let's see, how many times can 8 divide into 7? Well, 8 can't go into 7 because 7 is smaller. So we're going to go over to the next number. How many times can 8 go into 72? 8 go into 72. So let's count by 8s together to see how many times it can go in without going over. Here we go. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72. How many times can it go in? 9 times without going over. So we're going to write a 9 above the 72 because we just divided 8 into 72 9 times. First step is complete. Check it off. We divided. Okay, the next step is to multiply. So the 9 that we wrote up top, we're going to multiply that times 8. 9 times 8. I forget. Do you remember? Let's count. We can either count by 8s or 9s, but since we just counted by 8s, let's do that again. We're going to count 9 times. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72. 9 times 8 is 72. We're going to write that below. And step 2 is complete. 8 times 9 is 72. We've multiplied. Now we're going to subtract. You got it. So we're going to take 72, subtract it from 72. Starting in the ones place, we're going to do 2 minus 2. That's 0. 7 minus 7, 0. All right. How you doing? We just did dividing, multiply, and we just subtracted. We're already on step 3. Let's get to step 4. After we've subtracted, the next step is to bring down. So that last number, if there's more numbers, you're going to bring all of them down. But since there's only one, we're just going to bring down that 8. Okay, we've got it. Step 1 through 4, done just like that. Now we're going to go back up to the top and start over. We're going to do dividing. So how many times can 8 go into this 8? How many times? Yes, 1 time. 8 can go into 8 1 time. Okay, got it. Divide. Next step is to multiply 1 times 8. 1 times 8 is 8. Good job. Now we're going to subtract. We're going to subtract this 8 minus this 8. 8 minus 8, 0. Good job. Nicely done. All right, we got that. And is there anything else left to bring down? No, there's not. So we don't have to do that step. We are done with that. Our final answer is at the top, 91. Good job. You guys did awesome. It's almost your turn to try. Are you ready for a you do? You got this. All right, you guys, we've made it to the you do. You get to practice a long division problem all by yourself. I know that you're going to be able to do it. Your problem is 364 divided by 4. So write that problem down and give it a shot. If you need to go back in the video to review the steps, do that. Here are the steps for you. Just go through them, and I can't wait to see how you do. Good luck.